Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NFL news, so we're going to get right into it here. Haven't done it in a few days, so probably be a lot of stuff that I've missed, so let's just get straight into it. Stop the yapping. Purdy report, Bucks star offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs is holding out of OTAs to prevent injury as he seeks a long-term deal per at Jay Fowler ESPN. So he's holding out of OTAs to prevent an injury and seek a long-term deal. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, can you blame him? I mean, he deserves a big contract. One of the best young offensive tackles in the league right now. You could debatably say the best. So he's just trying to take care of himself before the season starts. Because if he blew out a knee or something, blew his knee out, tore it just basically, and then his contract wouldn't be as high. So he's prioritizing his security first, and see if they'll have to pay him, because you're not letting an elite offensive tackle just walk away. So we have some news to talk about with Jamal Adams. Per your report, former hashtag Jets and hashtag Seahawks safety Jamal Adams, he is visiting with the hashtag Ravens today, per Adam Schefter. So he's visiting with the Ravens. I mean, it sounds interesting. I mean, he would actually be a nice pickup for Baltimore, since he won't have to be a starter, because he'd probably be a backup. But I swear, everybody goes to the Ravens. I feel like it's the best organization to play for in terms of like culture there defensively. I felt the Ravens would revive him. It seems like they revive every defensive player they get. I definitely see that happening. So we have to talk about Rashee Rice. So per your report, you remember the photographer he allegedly punched? Well, apparently the photographer allegedly assaulted by Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is now seeking for the charges to be dropped. Probably got that payout, probably got all that money, probably got paid, finally got that check. Well, I guess at least he doesn't have those charges now. You could just say the check cleared, but probably got paid off. But hey, yeah, I'd take all that money too. Probably the hush money. But yeah, Rashee Rice hasn't been good for him this offseason, because I think he probably did punch that photographer, but probably paid him off if it was a him. So yeah, at least he won't have those charges. So Ravens QB Lamar Jackson has reportedly slimmed down all the way to 205 pounds, 25 pounds lower than his 2022 playing weight, per at DM Rossini. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Well, the injuries for Lamar when he was like heavier. But I think he's going to be super fast next year, because he's now only 205. He's going to be really fast. Skinny Lamar. So, rumors. Now we've talked about the Jaguars. The hashtag Jaguars are working tirelessly to sign Trevor Lawrence to a contract extension that could be worth over $50 million per season. I think it'd be a waste of money. They need to make Trevor Lawrence prove it in 2024, because last thing in the world, he needs to be a big financial cushion. I just don't know if it'd be a waste of money. I mean, every QB who deserves $40 to $50 million a season does not win a Super Bowl is a waste of money, to me. We have quite a few out here like pretending right now, at least to get one first. And then we can start on the $40, $50 million conversation. I just don't know. I feel like he has to have a big year to be worth that extension. But yeah, people will talk about Dak Prescott wanting that big money. But I don't think he's worth it either. I don't think him or Trevor Lawrence would be worth it. The QB market's just so overinflated right now, and I just don't think Trevor Lawrence deserves it right now. Because $50 million per season for a so-called generational talent out of college, and he's just underwhelmed. Just the results, the productivity, just really haven't seen much so far. And but sometimes these players in contract years have these big years, so I won't be surprised if that was thing. He had a big breakout season, got a big contract. So former hashtag Dolphins and current hashtag Eagles wide receiver Devontae Parker, he is retiring from the NFL after 9 seasons. He announced yesterday, excuse me. I mean, he missed a lot of open balls last year, couldn't catch. I mean, he was always such a what if. He was pretty underrated to start his career. He was a lot of fun to watch in Miami for the Dolphins. Had a solid career, but the last few years, he just couldn't stay healthy for long enough, and he just didn't get. He got worse as his career went on. So yesterday, per Adam Schefter, Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice, he is participating in the team's voluntary off-season program. So he's able to participate like in their voluntary off-season program, but I think he's suspended for the first half of the season. So I think he's able to do like the off-season program stuff, but the regular season he'll be suspended for about half the season. So next thing I'll talk about here is Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. Per Adam Schefter here, he has still not signed his franchise tender, his franchise tag, I think, and it's not expected by next week. Per source, this would make him ineligible to report back to the Bengals in time for their organized team activities next week. Higgins, he cannot rejoin the team until he signs. So he's still not signed that franchise tender, and Adam Schefter saying, oh, he can't rejoin the team until he signs. Will he sign that franchise tender? I don't know. That's how the tag goes. You work at your own pace, really. The workload until it's time to play in the season and collect that fully guaranteed money. I feel it's no big deal. He gets to skip camp fine free and sign before week 1. That's probably what's going to happen. At least what I think. Could be wrong, but that's just what I'll say. So, wide receiver Justin Jefferson, who has been in talks with the Vikings regarding a contract extension, was not spotted at the team's training facility yesterday for the start of organized team activities per team sources. Really making a story out of nothing. He wasn't there last season either. Really for the same reason. I think I still think he'll stay with the Vikings though. So Panthers head coach Dave Canales said QB Bryce Young is, end quote, doing fantastic in Carolina's new offense. He's doing okay, I guess, would have been a funnier statement. He said the same thing about Bruce. We'll see how he does in year 2. I think he'll do better. And the new offense, it's basically a new offense with Dave Canales compared to what they had last year. David Johnson, former All-Pro running back for the Cardinals, he retired after 8 NFL seasons. Probably the best one-year wonder in NFL history. So, the Chiefs offensive lineman Wanya Morris and Chukwuebuka, is that his name? Goddard, they were arrested Thursday night in Johnson City County, Kansas, on misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Man, why are we still arresting people for weed? It's just weed. Just legalize it. Like, it's weed. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to hate on the Kansas City Chiefs for getting players arrested, but it's weed. Come on. Fanatics filed a lawsuit in New York Supreme Court against rookie wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. for breach of contract. Harrison's team says it has no contract, while the lawsuit states that the two sides have signed an autograph agreement dating back to last May worth more than $1 million. I hope Fanatics loses because it's trash. You've seen it with the MLB jerseys. Like, it rips too easy. When you sweat, it's literally a see-through. It's just a Temu of athletic gear. It's cheap material and poor craftsmanship. It looks terrible. Fanatics is soft and they're terrible. Another reason I hate Fanatics. But yeah, that's all the NFL news I want to talk about here, so Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Until next time, Alkalite. Peace.